Hey guys. This week I thought I'd do a track breakdown of Nothing Left to Give, which is like my latest single, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. I think I went through it before in one tutorial about how I did the pad sound and with a technique called phasing, which I'll go over again just in case you missed that video. But yeah. Start off, this is what a track normally looks like for me when it's done. I have everything in 4 basic groups. Get rid of that. So you have drums up here in the blue. It's one folder. And they all have their own bus as well, which you can see down here. There's a drum bus. We'll get into that. And for subfolders, I usually have percussion in another one just to keep those all together. And I can minimize them when I don't need to look at them. They're also in a bus that is filtered is sent to the drum bus as well. And I usually have just like a compressor or something to sidechain them to the kick and the snare. We'll get into that though. Bass is bass. Same deal. All the tracks in one folder, one bus for bass. Then you have synth pads, which encompasses like all the melodic stuff that isn't the bass. So you have like a pad subfolder in this one. In this one, there's another subfolder with all the little piano tracks that go with the main melodic idea. And I'll get into that in a sec. Keep saying that. You have effects, which are just that effects, ups, like up sounds, what do you call them? Uplifters, downlifters, risers, whatever. And then the vocal bus, same deal. Then reverbs. There's always a short verb there. I never use it. I don't know why. But the like a long reverb, short delay, dub delay, whatever. Then the master, I just have down there because I visually like to see that instead of having the mixer open most of the time. So let's go first. If you don't know the track, I'll play a little bit of it. Yeah. So that is the gist of it. It progresses, add a few things, take things away, how I usually explain in most videos. Yeah. Start with the drums. So the main break that goes throughout is just, yeah. And I think I switch that up every now and then. DNB break 40. That tells me a lot. I think I can find it. Just for you guys that are curious about sample packs and stuff. It's in, not that one. Okay, the Music Radar, DNB breaks. It's in there. It's a free sample pack. Just go to musicradar.com. They have a ton, and it's say 40. So let's find it. Yeah. So it's pretty straightforward. I don't think there are any there's no like edits or anything. I think I don't switch up the rhythm or anything either. But yeah, so break. And you have some EQs. Clean up the low end. Yep. Another EQ. I think that one takes all the stereo information out because I just wanted a mono break. And there's a lot of like grit and grossness in the sides from being sampled and transferred, whatever. This Transient Master, it's my favorite plugin. So it takes it from see like there's a lot of air and a lot of space. I want to tighten that up, and you take the sustain down to do that, and add a little bit more attack to it, and flip it on. Nice and clean. That is my, I use that on all my drums, either to add more like space or air to the sound, or take it all away. Yeah, and there's free transient master plugins. Just type them in. I don't know about Mac because freeware is always weird about that, but on Windows there are a bunch. Take a look. I know I have a free one that I used to use. No, yeah, Transient 64 is just a transient plugin. Yeah, it's free by Sleepy Time Records. Got it. That's what I used to use. It's about the same. I just bought Contact from Native Instruments, not Contact, Complete, and I got that plugin, and it is, tightens up the drums. So I have a sidechain signal, which is just the same rhythm as the kick. I think it is, it is the kick, just cut out. And that just makes it easier to separate. And then I think the bass ducks, it only ducks the bass and the percussion loops. The percussion loops just by a bit. I like doing that because the kick pops through and it's a bit more focused. But it's not like a weird ducking up and down sound. It's just to give it some space so it pops through. So let's see if you can even hear it. Ooh, just the drums. So this is without the sidechain from the kick. And this is with. It's very subtle, but it's enough to bother me to want to do it. Kick pops through just a little bit more. Everything else gets out of the way. For a more, a different kind of track, usually I would have the kick and the snare do the same thing to the percussion just to make space, depending on the sound I'm going for, or the loops. If I have nothing hitting on the 2 and the 4 where the snare hits, or the 1 and the 3 where the kick is, then I won't bother doing it unless it's just there for consistency's sake, for out of habit. So yeah, that's the main break. Then we go for percussion, which when it's all going is these are another break from the same sample pack, which is transient master again. Some of the stereo maker just to get it wide and put it more on the left and right, because I have my main breakers straight down the middle. So just to add some space. There are free versions of this. This was I think $29 on Plugin Boutique. Yeah, they have sales all the time. Check it out if you want. EQs knock out most of the sound. Take it from this with nothing, and it's chopped up and doesn't have a kick and everything, but to this, just so it fits around this. And adds a little bit more accent, even a layer to the snare, which I like. Have a bongo loop. Yep. You can hear it has a slight delay on it. Just give it some space, a little bit more shuffly sound, I guess. Shaker. Yep, just an egg shaker sound. Another egg shaker sound from the same sample pack, I believe, which is, it's called Patches or something, but it's just egg shakers. Actually, I have one in the drawer. But yeah, so that's the drums all together now. Yep. And into the phrase, I have like a little think break feel kind of deal going on. Yeah. Just to add some transitionary movement. But yeah, that is the drums. Going to the bass. Let's keep this moving. So it's really simple. So you have a really deep sub, which just hits that. Yep. And it's just silent, triangle wave, a few voices, the distortion to bring out the character so it speaks on smaller speakers and it has a bit more grit movement to it. Yeah. And then it's like an 808 sound. Yep. All I have is an EQ on it because it's a sample I made in an older track and I just reuse it because I like this 808. I did a pretty, I guess, okay job with it. It's filtered down because yeah, it sounds like that. But yeah, that is basically it for the bass. On the second drop, when I switch it up, I have this main bass, like the regular sub that I had before. It's just copied again, but the envelope is different, so it's a bit shorter and more pulsed. And then that filter on that 808 is opened up a bit, or I just doubled it and then layered it and add some reverb just so it makes some space. Let's see if you can hear it at all. Yeah, it goes through the drum reverb, which I do a lot with certain sounds. Just to kind of place everything in the same space. The drum reverb, I guess it can go through. It's the Waves H reverb on whatever preset worked at the time. Get a call. Don't worry about that. Not right now. Yeah. EQ before the reverb to get all the low end nonsense out. And then EQ after to roll off more tops. So for this drum verb, it also goes into the drum bus, which I shouldn't have said it. I should have said earlier. And all that's processed together, a little bit of compression, a little bit of limiting to cut off the really unnecessary transients that's going to make mixing and mastering hard. And then there's a de-esser because with alt breaks, you have a lot of weird sibilance, which is in the 10K range, 10 kilohertz, and it's like the the S sound. And I don't like that. So to make it as clean as possible, I get rid of it with the de-esser. Pro tip. Or not. I don't know. Anyway. Yeah, I usually send bass sounds to the same drum verb just because I think it sounds cool. I don't know. And to keep things simple. This one doesn't really show it off too much, but in other tracks, I'll definitely remember to point it out. So to the melodic stuff, important stuff. So like I showed you in that video about phasing before, all it is you take one melodic idea, which is this first loop, without the effects, first of all. That will help. So that's just me playing one piano line in the basic Native Instruments piano that comes with Contact. This is free. And all you do is copy it and offset it with itself. A beat or 2 beats, however. I think I did 1 beat, then 2 beats offset, and I only did, yeah. So it's only 3 layers of it. So you have, yeah, let's just offset 1 beat and you put it against itself. So by itself, it's like, but against itself and offset by a beat, you could you start getting a loop going. You see? and one more layer, and it's offset by 2 beats, I believe. And it starts forming its own loop and almost its own, like, it almost, not as if it's not like the one just copied over and over and offset, but it's now like its own melodic idea. And I guess you could program it, but it's easier and a bit cleaner just to do it one time, bounce it out, or copy the MIDI like I did down here before I made it into audio, and then do the offsetting. And then remember to tie back the end of the loop to the beginning. So with all 3 layers going, it's yep. And once you have that going, that's when you play with effects. Now, I'm not going to go through all this stack of effects, but they all contribute to this sound, which makes more sense if I go over here. We go back to beginning where it's all filtered down. All right, I'll go one by one just to show you how it all works out. So I have guitar rig, right? And this is where it gets most of the movement and the weird sound, I guess, filtery sound from. So that's with it on, only guitar rig. Yep. And it's just a preset tweaked a little bit. This is guitar rig. There's a free version. I believe this is like a paid preset. I think it's $50 or it comes with complete. You don't need it, but because all I did was throw effects to get the sound. This isn't like some like, okay, I'm gonna do this and this and this, you know. That's how most sounds are made, just messing around. So yeah, there's a bit of an amp in there. Then this pitch thing, it like, so it goes. It's like a pitch wah pedal kind of deal. Then next is an EQ to take out low end, some weird resonances. LFO, this is where it really gets its sound from. So it goes from, and then it goes from that to this. Yep. So it's got a low pass filter moving. It pans left, right a little bit. Again, this was a preset I just tweaked. Transient master. There are some peaks, I guess. They're not really transients, but they're like when the filter like hits at a certain time, it just accents it a little bit. So that's another use for this plugin. It's really cool. Goes in guitar rig again. I don't know what this does. Let's see. Okay. That just, I think I do some automation with this to where it pops in and out and thins it out, kind of. Let me see. Yeah. Yeah, so one way it just is going through this EQ, which it doesn't do anything, but I didn't feel like taking it out. And then towards the other side, it thins it out, puts like a flanger, makes it a bit more mono sounding. And I do that in the transitions, which is a good trick. So when you're having like your build and you're bringing in your melodic idea, having it sound really centered and mono, and then when it drops, like goes out to the sides, nice and wide, wherever you want it to be, it makes a really good contrast and it can add more impact. So, pro tip, again, I'm just handing them all out today. Another EQ, get rid of some low end nonsense. Auto pan, just to pan it. Let me just skip through all these. Yep. This is a free plugin, makes it the stereo a bit more even. Turn that on, another EQ, sausage fattener. Yep. Just pull it all together with some compression, just slightly, like 5% maybe. Filter, because it goes up and down. The mix tool, just because it's a gain plugin, just to good adjust the levels during like the drops and transitions or whatever. And another EQ, basically clean things up. Yeah, it looks complicated, but it's just me messing around till I got a good sound. So here we go. Yep, that's that sound. What was this? I don't think I use this. Nope, doesn't happen at all. Pads. So you have what, Nexus? Everyone's used that before. Just like a choir paddy sound. You want to play it? Yeah, they're just pad sounds to fill up. Absinthe, another pad sound. I couldn't tell you how to use this. I have not gotten into it yet. It's a vocal atmosphere. I think it's just like a loop that I stretched out and then put the LFL2 on. So yeah, it's really stretched out. But it adds some color. Yep, but that's it for that. It's all together. It's going towards the back half of the first drop section. Yep, you can see all over here is the automation I have on that regular loop. It's this, the filter I showed you is a low pass, high pass, just for transitions. That's basically what it is. This crossfader thing I showed you to make in guitar rig to make it more mono centered or wide. Again, in transitions, this bypass, I don't know what it bypasses. Okay, it's bypasses LFO tool to take the rhythmic part away. Got it. And then the gain again, just to adjust levels and the transitions. Cool, almost through. Now we have effects, straightforward, crashes, stuff like that. Ooh. Yep. Yeah, just that every now and then. In the middle of the drop, in the middle of the break, the mid break, and towards the end, there's like the sub thing. Yeah. So it's just like I'm pretty sure it's a sample or something. But you can just, you can just do it in any synth. This is like a sine wave, triangle, whatever, filter down. And then pitch it slowly. It just adds effects. And then a little high pitch, like bell, dingy, whatever layer on top. And a ton of reverb. All goes to that long reverb bus, which we're on the way to. But yeah, that's effects. Vocals. I don't think I did anything special here, but it just loops. It's also not me. I've got a few questions about that. I am working on maybe doing my own vocals for like little snippets and stuff, but I'm not all that comfortable yet with recording myself, at least. I'm getting there. Well, like I know how to record myself, but like getting used to your own voice, that's a thing. Yep, it just says, "Do you feel my love?" over and over. And then at the end is, "Can you ever get enough?" Yep, more good old presets and stuff that I just tweak to get a vibe, to get a sound. And guitar rig. It's really good with that. Not just guitars, but like mixing vocals, synth sounds. It basically tackles anything. Has a really good built-in EQs, limiters, delays, effects, all that kind of thing. So yeah, it's like a Swiss Army knife of a plugin. I like it. So yeah, nothing. I could really go into detail there. Through a delay to give some space. The Waves hybrid delay, H delay. It's probably my favorite delay. I use all the time. Guitar rig again, and it's the same preset from the first one, but I think it just opens it up a little bit more, adds another layer of delay and like reverb to give it even more space. Because I didn't want it like a super powerful or like clean and clear vocal, but just kind of there and background and whatever. It has some effects going. These are bypassed right now. What do these do? I know what it does, but I can't think of it right now. Yeah, because over here it does it. All the effects. Yeah. It just like pitches it up and down every so often. Just more movement while everything else is going on. More color, more movement, more harmonic something. Seasoning. Yeah. That's what I'm gonna call it. Seasoning. You're gonna season the beat. Really. If you're even watching this so far. It's probably a good 15 minutes in. Anywho, another EQ, knock off super highs, super lows, and the filter it runs through. So then you have this vocal right before the drop, which is the same as the last one with one less guitar rig. Yeah, with a different preset to give it a tighter sound. So ever get enough? Can you ever get enough? Yep. Guitar rig makes a nice tight vocal with some effects. This, I think that just accents the can, like the transient of the can you ever get in that one. And then the EQ, you get the gist so far. Clean it up. Sausage fattener, make it fatter, I guess. I don't know. And a filter, because it, I don't know why it's on there. I don't use it at all. It's just wide open, so. Yeah. And I do the same thing for the drops. I'm so sorry. Say it. Yep. And then there's another vocal, which is the exact same as the other one, but it's pitched up. I'm so sorry. Say it. Yep. And it's going through like those weird glitch effects, how the first loopy vocal is going through. And just layer it to give it more accent. I'm so sorry. Say it. Yep. Happens again. Ever get it? No, it just happens like mid transition. And yeah, that's about it. The long reverb is one I've been using. It's reverb and delay. So you have a delay, pretty long one, a lot of feedback, but it feeds into a long reverb, which is about 4 seconds. That's pretty long, I guess. EQ'd. These are resonances that pop out because of that pad or melodic sound. As you can probably heard earlier, there's a lot of them, and this just EQs out the signal just going, or the after the reverb and the delay. Sorry, to clean it up a bit more. Sausage fattener again, because you don't have to, but it's a good idea to compress your reverbs or delays just to bring that level up and have a gel where the rest of it makes a bit more. And that's an easy like one knob solution than trying to like dial in an actual compressor, which gets annoying. Whatever this is doing, EQ, it makes sense when I'm mixing. Another one, which I probably could have just went to this one, made a little dip in the middle and called it even. But whatever. processing power helps, I guess. Delay. Yeah, the Vox go into these, the vocals. EQ pre-delay. Just so everything going in here is like and then it's just a basic quarter note delay. Then it's dub delay. So you guys know what that is. It's just like a really long delay that, like, as it repeats and repeats and repeats, it filters down, like loses like high frequencies, kind of like old tape machines. And I'm trying to figure out what goes into it, because it just gets send. Okay, it's the main vocal. Ever get enough? Yeah, so you can kind of hear it in the background, just enough. Yeah. But overall, that is the track. Structurally, it doesn't do much. Intro, 64 bars. Main drop, 48, 64 again. Yeah. Mid break, 48, 40, yeah. 64. Outro is 32. Standard, basically for me, is something around that. If you check an old video, drum and bass arrangements I go over this a bit more in depth. Yeah. It's just, you kind of work out the pacing as you make it. So, and this is what worked out for me, to keep it to this is 6 minutes. So that's pretty long for me, at least. I really go that far. But the way the track just kind of flows and goes, and you kind of get lost in like a trance. It's kind of techno-y, sort of micro funk, like Bop, Subwave, those guys. Almost there. But yeah, that's about it. Everyone likes looking through the master chain. So I have a filter with this, just for transitionary sakes, take out the low end. Yeah. Passive EQ, native instruments, accent a little bit of the highs, a little bit of the lows, cleans up everything under 22 hertz, starts roll off. And on the side, I have it in mid side, so the mids, it'll clean up to 22 hertz. On the sides, left and right, but not the mids, mono sounds. We go up to 120 just to make sure there's nothing grumbly in the low end in the stereo, because it just makes for a muddy mix. And then it cleans everything up. All right, the glue is a compressor, just slightly compressing at the loudest points. I don't think it's going too much. Let's check. Yep. So that's about 2 dBs of compression, which enough to pull everything together. I usually mix through a compressor, the same one, just subtly, just to get a vibe going, because I know how to end up after doing it for so long. And then isotope ozone. Just get an imager, make sure, again, everything's pretty tight, under 162 hertz. It's about the same as EQ. They both do basically the same things in two different ways, but I do it again just in case. All this noise that's coming through is from plugins, probably. Yeah. Like Waves plugins with the analog setting or whatever that doesn't really do anything but add noise. Yep. It's Exciter. It kind of does a thing. You can hear it subtly, and I just do it out of habit now because I know it doesn't hurt the mix, and it could help or whatever. It's a preset again. I don't know which one. Let's look. It's probably like the general tape or the subtle tape, whatever, something. Then it's limiter to bring up the levels to a good point. Yeah, because my mixes are pretty quiet. Because every bus itself that everything goes into is already set at like negative 3 dB. And then I mix quiet. I mix pretty quiet, but not too quiet. You know, just a good point. And then a finishing limiter to bring it up to a good level, final level. and do all the mastering specific stuff. It's not on because I don't need it on right now. But yeah, that is it. Some other stuff that's down here. Can you guys see it at all? I just realized it's behind the video. So bring it over here. You have Span, which is a analyzer. Yep. You have SonarWorks, which is when I'm working on headphones like these. It'll EQ them so they sound correct and flat. And it has really helped my mixes since I started using it about a year ago. Yeah. Especially when I was in a worse room. This room's not so good. My new place. The high frequencies are pretty tame, but I'm pretty sure there's some buildup with bass. Especially when I walk around, you can hear it. But right here in the sweet spot, it's okay. I know how things sound. Redline is another headphone thing to simulate speakers. Yeah, just so you can it's just not straight left right in here, but it's like kind of pulls it in a little bit so you feel like you're listening to your monitors, and you can judge panning better and space and reverbs and stuff like that. And then this is it's like another like headphone speaker thing. It's not really all that great, at least the way I use it, because it's like a demo anyway. But it just gets a vibe because it kind of, you can place yourself like in a club or in a big system or something, and you kind of feel like you're there. So I know, you know. And then outside, it's my car, and that's where we test tracks too. But that's a different thing. But yeah, that is Nothing Left to Give. Broken down enough, without getting too deep into settings and stuff. If you have any more questions, be sure to leave them in the comments. Feel free to leave them in the comments. That's what I meant to say. Yeah. Or reach me on any social media platform. It's all at Winslow XYZ or XYZ for you people everywhere else but America. I say Z most of the time anyway, just because that's something else. But yeah, hope you learned something. If you have any more questions, just let me know. Next video, we'll see. Maybe another me in the studio, or me just talking about other people doing stuff. What you can learn from so and so, whatever. I have a good list going. Yeah, that's my track. Hope you like it. If you haven't heard it, go listen to it. Share it with your friends. Like, dislike, whatever. See you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Ever get enough? That'll be all.